Oh, dear Christian man who built the MRI machine and looked at brains and saw what started to look like trees and branches and brains. Oh, you genius. Did you find any apples picked off those trees? Because if you did, we might have to smack a bitch. Smack a bitch! Wouldn't you say? Yeah, good one, Canberra. Let's let Christians design all your brain scanning machines. Results may vary. Side effects are very. You would not believe it. It's fucking outstanding. Roger Markby kills his own chemist because of a religious squabble over double hers. Oh. You too can come watch the desolation. I mean, seriously, how many fucking decades has this been going on for? It's a step in the direction of controlling people's comprehensions of causality, in addition to the increase of the dispensing of high rebate psych drugs. And Roger blows the lid on the whole fucking thing. I've seen him dance though. If anyone was gonna blow it, it would be him. I promise you. If anyone would blow it, it'd be fucking him. What's up? We live in a beautiful world with two options. Cans and Tall go to jail, or Luke Banton kills them both. That's Roger Toll and Gary Cans go to jail, or Luke stabs them both to death so he can have a stab at something for once in his life. Is that a good deal, Australia? Okay. You're very just. Oh, Gary's done himself a mischief. Cod just fucked the kid and done himself a mischief. Fucking dead, Tall. Tall, you're dead. Ave Maria. Roger Tall and Gary Cant's dead or in jail. Roger Toll and Gary Cant's dead or in fucking jail. Option A or option B or option A or option B. Ave Maria. So, what he was teaching me about was all on the assumption that I enjoy murders. And so he was saying that he and Gary have these underground bunkers. And when the military-industrial complex, MIC is a bit vague to define, but you have to go, well, the army get their tech somewhere, don't they? And Sam Harris predicted this really, and he predicted it wisely. He predicted what was already going on here. All it would take is a religion that is secluded, detached from society, hidden, and has an agenda that is also hidden, and they team up with a Muslim who's developed on Niels Bohr's quantum mechanics, and bingo, you've got radio waves that you can run around in a person's head, studying them. On the basis of that study, you have information to impersonate their calls, send for a nurse and a doctor, and then they go, "Oh, you called in distress." And the person goes, "I didn't call," and they go, "Oh my gosh, they don't even remember. This is amnesia. It's worse than we thought." And this Gary and Roger have a fucking laugh, and they get him in on sedatives, pumping up the sedatives, pumping out the sedatives, the injectable sedatives, the $1,000 sedatives. And they do enjoy doing stunts for fucking that. So yeah, of course, Christians are they're their own downfall. Really, they started out inbreeding. They started out inbreeding and banning apples. That is not a good start if you want to be an intellectual, a thriving intellectual on this planet. In fact, it's fucking stupid. What is it? Go fuck your auntie, your sister, and your mum before you ever touch that apple over there. That's how Christianity started. And the fMRI, the MRI machine that hospitals use for brain scanning, it's not the most advanced tech available that exists. It's a Christian's invention, and you can research the history of the MRI and the fMRI machines, the development, and you will find that they were invented indeed by a Christian scientist. Which means in the back of his head, while he's applying the scientific method, he's got this fucking that bitch take an apple, smack a bitch, smack the bitch, smack the bitch, smack the bitch, smack the fucking bitch, and inbreeding, thinking about incest while I was doing science. So yeah, there does happen to be tech out there that's more advanced than the fMRI machine, and it's been used to generate what are called symptoms at the hospital's end, and what are called research methods at the big pharma's end. And that's what private sector and the military are supposed to be protecting civilians from it. That's the thing. Because the rights charter, no scientific medical experimentation or treatment can occur without your free consent, free and explicit consent. All these people that they're doing this to essentially have been abducted. Yeah, the Muslims. I told you, the Muslims would come forward. Algebra. The Muslims would come forward with better tech first. Better tech first. I even wonder if they used it on Diana's driver. Muslim. Her friendship with her bodyguard is enough in Muslim terms to constitute her to a fucking fuck off bitch. You've let me down type of a person, which I think is unfair, but I move additionally to say that in a step towards the fulfilling of his homosexual inclinings, Roger will try and respond saying, "Prove it," while not permitting you access to areas underground that he has access to. He'll get off on that because He claims his morals come from the devil's reference, the cross examination of God. So it's funny. He picks on the gays. Says that your responsibility comes from the rebellion against your own sexuality. And it's like, well, you might as well just say that Lucifer and God should quit with the fighting and start doing a bit of banging. A bit of banging for you, since Maxine doesn't seem to elate you enough. So that's what the Put will say. You have to think about these Christian scientists. Like, if in the back of their head they're going like, if she eats an apple off that tree, smack a bitch, smack the bitch, and the tree has all knowledge of all good and evil. Like, what sort of scientific implements do you expect them to invent? Fucking hell. You know? Oh, look, we can scan the brain and we can see how pathways look like trees. Oh, really? Do they have apples and bitches to smack? Because I want to smack a bitch. Smack a bitch. And then fucking, and that's about, as far as, yeah, you can't be a Christian and say that your religion isn't influencing your science. In fact, I don't even argue with that guy that said it when I entered the lab I'd become an atheist. Because I'd be like, yeah, prove it. Prove it how? Yeah, so why use the machines to better people if we can use them? We've got population control problems. What if we use them for symptoms while studying people? People don't want their brains irradiated, so we call it a mental deterioration. And we pick what we want off their fucking brains from underground with radio waves. And that's Roger Markby, Nelson Tall, the biggest faggot in Canberra of them all. The biggest flaming faggot in Canberra of them all. Flaming faggot, flaming faggot. He will study kids' balls while they're sleeping. He'll do all sorts of things. He's a sick man. He needs to be smashed into a fucking wall. He needs his head smashed into a fucking wall. He needs to be jailed. I wish I could stab him. The more I look at these photos I've made where I've stabbed him in the photo, it's a relief. But there's your answer. Hearing voices cannot be a scientific anything unless there are voices in a person's head that are independent of the person's own thought, which by some sort of scientific implement one is able to measure. Well, Roger has those, but he's using them to do the study, you see. So it goes all the way back to the person's early life. Their brain deteriorates all the way back, in proportion. Oh, they're just losing it. He's going, Freemasonry, rah, 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 Freemasonry. I want word on the street. He's the Freemason Ped. The co-founders of Capital Chemists are Freemason Peds. They deserve to be stabbed and stabbed and stabbed in the motherfucking head. See, bloody outrage. You have Roger and Gary underground bunkers. It's an offence to the Commonwealth if the activity is endorsed by the Queen. And you see, the Queen's belief in hell creates an opening for this type of scientific experimentation to go on while she just goes to church. So I think Australia deserves to know whether this activity is endorsed by the Queen or whether it's purely criminal research in the private sector and an affront to the Human Rights Charter of Australia. Roger Toll and Gary Cairns. Roger Toll and Gary Cairns are offshore motherfuckers.
Most likely you, given half the chance.
Off islanders.
Probably end up back.
They don't give a fuck if you live or die.
So let's just call the whole thing off. Sure.
So they can do a lot with radio.
What's he doing? Ah!
Stop! Just put your guns down. Some moron technician must have left her in character. It's just a new narrative we gave her. British spy. Sexy, heartbroken, bit of ennui. Maybe too much. For fuck's sake, would you imbeciles shoot up the Sistine Chapel just because the paint was chipped?
On the ground level, Christian ground level, Christian fMRI machine designed by a Christian level of thinking, which you'll get at your fucking hospitals. To report this sort of experimentation constitutes you to reporting a symptom
Did you?
of an illness,
not
a study process. $3.8 billion per year, or thereabouts, are made in rebates, health insurance commission rebates, and hiding and concealing the fact that brains are being irradiated is Roger's task. It's Roger's task and trick.
So you put me in war world?
You think this is a dream scenario for me? It's an artistic travesty.
You gotta bear that in mind.
The most nuanced character arc is that of the goddamn.
In a way, you did it to yourself if you hoped for Christianity.
Why not put me in another?
I can't imagine why any of you would hope for Christianity.
This war world is near the forge.
My daughter?
I want them both
It's not often I get to write a happy
dead
novel.
or in jail. Dead or in jail. I'm trying to think which way to go. Dead or in jail. It can be very trans-Gallipoli show of fucking make a New Zealander and a Tasmanian fucking inbreed and fucking show some respect to the mainland. It could be like the reverse of Gallipoli. I don't know with which weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Well, World War III can be fought while you're sitting at your TV or at your computer desk. Just doing whatever. Oh, it seems I've come down with the flu. You can cork sex drives. You can accelerate sex drives. All sorts of shit. All sorts of shit for which they would require supervision or else be truly recognized as dishonorable crimes. So have a think if you're in or not. In for the kill. In for the kill, in for the kill. It won't be Gallipoli. The psychoactive prison constitutes the equivalent of an interrogation chamber. The interrogation chamber is in relation to a unilateral profile to which you're agreeing. Your agreement is constantly sought through various forms of interrogation. So what it means is that the person doesn't necessarily have a mindset, but they have
How do I turn
the
it on?
interrogation,
Before, I guess.
I've never been here.
What do you mean?
linguistic protocols
When I was looking for my daughter, I never said
that are goading them towards
Who operated the life
mind, the desired unilateral mindset.
The host to an encrypted world somewhere. You must have sent them there.
No, it wasn't me. I got them through the door.
So I'll say what it is. They have to say something ad
Someone else was
absurdum.
behind them.
That's the, they have to say something that you hear it in some, and
There's nobody else.
you laugh and sneer and go, well, that
You wanted a
can't,
revolution.
that obviously can't possibly be true.
These violent delights have violent ends.
If these violent delights have violent
Must have
ends,
ended here.
Roger and Gary. These violent delights have violent ends.
She never gave you the coordinates?
Why the hell would she do that?
I don't know. Why would she?
So, yeah.
When else wouldn't she?
He thinks everything is a movie, or something out of a movie, or something out of something and just watched on a movie.
After everything we went
What if there's a tree in a movie and you see a tree in real life, and does that mean that you only comprehended the tree because of the movie?
Make me a better man.
Back to your Apple inbreeders. Back to your fucking Apple.
When those bullets hit me, I would have died.
Oh, he love it up.
I should have died.
She can.
So,
I finally had something to live.
thus, you see why I would like to murder them. Gary and Roger. I would like to have the state execute them.
Yeah,
But
keep
the
it.
state seems too,
No.
too pussy whipped.
Pussy what?
The state is too pussy whipped.
Ah, yeah. You're not.